Oh, this is the dress we are talking about. Just look at that. Just look at that. So classy. Yeah, first things first, diving into the video straight. First of all, you take your round measurements on the thighs. The round thigh measurement, if it makes sense. So as you can see, the dress is a double peplum. It is a double peplum. So I laid my fabric flat, two of them. Usually when you are using single peplum, you use just a full circle single fabric, but if you want it to be double peplum, you make sure it's double. And when you are making the first cut, you must put them together so that they won't be one side is bigger than the other side is smaller than the other. You know what I mean? So I was cutting the two peplums together. I want to emphasize on that. Then after that, you take the round square measurement, like at the bottom, so that you can make it a quarter circle, if it makes sense, from a square to a quarter circle, as you can see, like this. I don't know what is it called. Is it the one called the what? I don't know. I wasn't a fan of mathematics, but anyway, we get it done. So after that, you must take the measurement of the round thigh, that what I was talking about, like the measurement you took initially, the round thighs measurement. Let's take it step by step because you don't need to make any mistake. After that, you remove one peplum, the one on the top, and you remain with one. The reason being that I didn't want my peplums to be same size, so you trim the bottom, you remove the excess fabric, like you choose. Do you want it to be shorter? Do you want it to be almost same size, or what? So after that, you remove the excess part at the bottom after marking like this. Make sure when you are marking, you mark same measurement if you want it to be round like that. So after that, you cut off this excess fabric. So this is the difference. This fabric you are cutting is the one that determines the difference between the top, the inner peplum, and the top peplum. I don't know if it really makes sense, but as you can see, it has to make sense somehow. It has to make sense. So as you can see now, I am cutting the skirt. So in this case, you are cutting like you are just using your measurements for the pencil skirt, for the normal pencil skirt. And pencil skirt is one thing that is just simple to make. So you take your measurements from waist to thigh, because where the tape measure is ending, there is where you are going to join the peplum. Simple. Yeah, it makes sense. So you cut it just like that, the way I'm doing. Unfortunately, this fabric, it's light, like it is lightweight, but it's very hard to cut. That's why you see sometimes I press so hard. And guys, please, I don't have a table as yet, but that doesn't stop me. You get me? Like I said, you take your pencil skirt measurements and you mark. For example, you need your hip measurement, your waist measurement, and your length measurements. Those are the most important measurements for the pencil skirt. You see the way I'm cutting. It was not easy to cut this thing. So now you mark your darts. You see? That is where you're marking your darts. And you see, already it's giving a picture of what's gonna happen, even if you don't know what to do. So now it's time to stitch. Let's go to the machine. We lay our patterns together neat and nicely. This fabric is white, so make sure your hands are clean and everything. After marking your darts, you stitch your darts. And I used double fabric. The reason being, like I said, the fabric is a bit lighter, so I wanted the dress to have some kind of volume, so I used the double fabric. So don't be surprised. But if you are using a stretchy fabric just for interest sake, oh, now I'm opening the zip opening at the back. I was saying, if you are using a stretchy fabric, make sure your measurement, you use at least a half or 1 inch less than your actual measurements, because the fabric stretches. This actual fabric doesn't stretch. So after this, I joined my front pattern to my back pattern, and then we go to the overlock. We overlock the sides of the pencil skirt, because that is the one we are dealing with as yet. That is the one we are dealing with as yet. So then we prepare our peplum. The way I just did is just joining. You join so that when you're stitching, it won't be moving up and down or whatsoever. So after joining, you mark, you put like notches on the side. Then you join the peplum to the skirt. I'm trying to be very to take one step at a time, so that you guys, you can see if you want to learn, or if there's something that we didn't understand, please take time, pull it back and rewatch, so that we learn every day. They say iron sharpeneth iron, so you learn from others and by teaching others as well. So as you can see, this is the easiest way to join the peplum. You put the peplum inside the skirt, and then after that you stitch. No rushing. There's no rush in Africa. Take your time. Make sure what you intend to do is what you are doing. Wow, your girl is ready for first fitting, because already it's just as simple as that. It's just joining the two peplums, prepare your pencil skirt, and after that you are good to go. You see, already if it's a skirt, it will be done. These things are just easy peasy. You see, first fitting, you see how beautiful it's sitting. I was trying to see, will I be able to sit or not? Now it's time to cut the bodies. Let's take the measurements of the bodies. You take your actual measurement of the bodies, but like I said before, if it's not a stretching fabric, you put a surplus fabric so that you'll be able to breathe. If it's a stretching fabric, make sure you leave you reduce by an inch or half an inch. So that's a top I'm cutting. This also teaches you how to cut a simple top. Like this is how I cut my bodies. Unfortunately, the person who taught me to make clothes wasn't using pattern pieces, so please forgive me on that. I'm somebody who doesn't even know how to use the pattern pieces, plus I feel like it's double job, except for some other different fabrics. And shout out to them, shout out to Reverse Couture. I worked with them. They taught me a lot in sewing. They taught me a lot, and I'm so proud of myself after working with them and stuff. I am able to practice what they taught me, and I'm getting it right. So shout out to them. You can visit their page on Facebook, Reverse Couture. Right, so after cutting my bodies, you trim on the side, like what I'm doing, because I just thought that it's a bit big. I'm not somebody who I just use my own measurements or your measurements if I'm making for you. So now I wanted this to have a lace on top. It couldn't be just a white dress, you get it? I couldn't make just a plain white dress. So watch from me the easiest way I learned, or I taught myself to cut a princess dart. Just look at that. Simple, easy peasy, I'm telling you. So you trim the simple. Princess dart is out. You see? Wow, this is so beautiful. I'm so proud of myself, guys. I'm not somebody who learned sewing for years, but I'm able to do it. So after this, you trace your pattern pieces or your pieces on the lace fabric. You see, like what I'm doing. This voiceover is just for trying to explain, but everything is self-explanatory, as you can see. Like everything is just so clear. You can see the way I'm doing. You can also do the same way if you want to make this type of fabric. And don't think you can't do it. You can do it. Hey, this thing of kneeling down, guys, it's not easy. Like my knees were burning. When you see me walking around with black knees, know that this is where it's coming from. I have to buy a table ASAP. My knees were burning, Shen. Sorry, Elora, my girl, but you got this. So, yeah, after this, I trimmed just a little piece so that I will use it on the front of the skirt. And then after this piece, I used it for sleeves. I had to use it for sleeves. So it's now time to stitch. You stitch around, like literally making this pattern piece to come as one. They have to be showing like it's one piece, because you are trying to join, and it's more like the actual fabric is the lining, and this one, the top fabric, is the one for outside. I don't know if it makes sense, but it does. You get what I mean, because you can see what's happening. So after that, it's time to stitch our neckline. I needed a deep neckline. I'm not somebody who has cleavage, but so I can wear what I want. You got it. So here on the neckline, you choose what you want. You can choose any type of neckline. It can go along with this. Oh yeah, I'm talking too much. Yo guys, this thing of voiceover is not easy, I'm telling you. But anyway, we get it done. We get to go. So after this, you see everything is lying flat because of this top stitch. Before even ironing, everything will be flat. You understand? By the way, if you are new to this channel, you are more than welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, I really appreciate you. Please do well to like my video. If you have watched it to this time, it shows that you are interested in this type of videos. So support by clicking the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell, so that next time when I post a new video, you are the first to be notified. You got it? On this channel, we talk a lot, we do a lot, we like literally everything. Like I said when I started with my introduction video, this is a mother's channel. So we cook, we do open discussions, we make clothes as a fashion designer, we do repairs and stuff, we do recipes and stuff. So always be ready for new videos. So stay tuned and get ready to vibe. Then we join the back to the front. Look the way I joined on the shoulder. Pay attention, please do pay attention. You see, this is one of the neatest way to join the shoulder. Like that, just like that. You see, just see. After that, you trim, make sure your things are trimmed and everything is neat. Just look at that, simple. And in the inside is also the same, and this is one of the neatest way, like I said. So now I'm joining another panel to the bodies. I'm joining the back to the bodies. See, the same way. If you didn't get it the first time, I hope by now you got it. You see, I know if you haven't mastered the concepts and stuff, it looks so difficult, but believe me, it's so easy. Like, it's so easy and neat. It gives your garment classy, and it gives like a very clean finishing. You can see now how neat it is, just as simple as that. So second fitting, I was done. Like, I couldn't record everything for some reason, so now it's time for second fitting. I want to see how big the gap, how big is the gap between the bodies and the skirt, so that I will see the measurement for the belt and stuff. So this is like the most interesting part of sewing, when you go to the mirror and start fitting. You see what I was talking about? I wanted to see like the gap between the dress and the bodies, like the skirt and the bodies, I mean. As you can see, now it's sitting nicely and it's starting to give a shape. And I had to leave zip allowance. Put in mind the zip allowance. Don't forget the zip allowance. As you can see now, it's sitting nice. This is the beauty of making clothes for yourself. You know your body better than anybody else. Beautiful. Now it's time to stitch the lace on the skirt. Mind you, I didn't have this design in my mind. It just came as I was making, to say, what if I try this? What if I do this? What if I try this? So it's so beautiful. Like, it's just a very beautiful feeling to be experimenting with your own clothes. you feel the vibe. You feel like it's so cool. It's something so beautiful, and I'm so happy that I'm able to do that. So when you are stitching this lace, make sure you are stitching at the edge of the lace, because it's not a straight lace. Like you can see, I had to cut it following the design of the flowers on the lace, if it makes sense. So you will be stitching at the edge of the lace, at the edge. I repeat again, at the edge of the lace. Guys, I spoke too much. Let's watch and learn, right? As simple as that. So now that other stitch I was putting to just keep the lace flat and a bit more intact. So you see, I had to put another stitch. So because the cotton or the thread I was using is same color, it won't even show that there is another stitch. So it's time to prepare the belt. I actually needed a thick belt, like thicker than this, but I just saw that it won't be beautiful. So you choose the size of the belt you want to use, 4 inches, 2 inches, 6 inches, it's all up to you. So now it's time to join the belt to the bodice. You see, be very careful when you are doing this. Make sure everything is lining up together, and make sure there are no creases on your belt. That's why you see I'm using my left hand to be pulling the fabric, so that everything lies down flat, like as flat as possible, because you wouldn't appreciate the belt whereby when you are wearing it is kind of twisted. So make sure the belt is flat. Emphasis on flat. Then after that, you trim the excess belt. Look at that. Just look at my top. At one point, I tell you, I even thought of making it a skirt and a top so that I can be wearing this top with something else. But another voice said, no, I have to make it a dress. So now it's time for me to join the skirts to the belt. The bodice, I joined it to the belt. So literally everything is joined together and it's coming out very nice. And guys, believe me, guess what? This dress, it's a dress I just wore, I think 2 times. It's a stretchy dress, as you can see. It stretches nice. And I made this dress some years ago. I don't know why, I don't just feel it. Look at it, it's this one. But I don't really feel it. I don't know why. So it was a victim on this day, because I didn't have a white zip. So I said, you dress, come over. I removed the zip and I will sew it and I will close, because still I can wear it since it stretches. Unlike this one I am making, it doesn't stretch. Plus the type of the dress is completely different. So I removed the zip. Sorry, my dress, I will make it up to you. So let's watch and see. So yeah, we use a special foot when we are putting a zip called a zip foot. I couldn't take a clear picture, but as you can see, it's a bit different from the normal foot. So I removed my normal foot and I put a zip foot, and it's time to put the zip. Let's stitch the zip. Actually, it's the last stage I like to do when I'm making a dress. I like to put the zip last, after making sure everything is sitting well. Unlike you put a zip and it doesn't fit, then it's a problem. So I had to do this, put my zip at last. And I was feeling happy. Like, like there's that joy that comes with you doing your own thing. Believe me, don't underrate that joy. I was so happy making this dress. For your own information, guys, I didn't finish by making my own dress. I had to make a dress for my princess. I had to make a dress for my daughter so that we can be twinning, mommy and daughter vibe. If you're a fashion designer out there, please take time to also make clothes for your children. They feel so honored. They feel happy. Like, it feels so good. Like, mommy made for me this dress. Mommy did this for me. So, yeah, that was that. Look at that. We are done. We are going to wash it. Since it's a white dress, it needed just a revamp to wash it. Then press it nicely. Make sure everything is coming out perfectly. I wore this dress to church. Believe me, I don't know how many compliments I got. A lot of compliments. Just look at that. Can you believe? Look at me and my daughter twinning. This is so beautiful, guys. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like my videos. Bye.